Well, good afternoon, Mr. Lacombe. So the TV show I did was Columbo. So basically what Columbo is a murder mystery, and it's all detective stuff. It's basically a guy in a trench coat trying to figure out who done it, who's done the murder. And so why I chose the show is that I like murder mystery. I like the part where it's very intriguing. I like the part why they did it, like who done it. This is an interesting TV show for me to watch. I only watched 2 episodes, but it was a good TV show overall. So, one of the three main theories I used was conflict theory. So, conflict theory was founded by Karl Marx, and it is a theory or an idea where society is always in conflict. It's because people are constantly fighting over limited resources like power, money, and status. So how Columbo is connected with conflict theory is that in the first episode, Mr. Fleming had an affair with a young actress. He didn't want to get caught in the affair, so instead of filing for divorce like a normal person, he killed his wife, Mrs. Fleming. He saw his wife as a way to, his wife found out about the affair, his status would go down, his status would deplete. So instead, he just killed her. In the second episode, Leslie married Paul because Paul had a wealthy and an amazing status. Even though Leslie had a good foundation, she was a lawyer, she was doing good. She wanted more. So Leslie married Paul, not because of love, but because of his status. Leslie faked a ransom for the murder that she committed on her own husband. So she will get the wealth and the status she had when she married Paul. She'll still keep it because they're married. Like, there's no divorce, but all at the end, Leslie killed Paul just because she got greedy. She wanted more. So how we related to conflict theory is that both parties wanted to have their power, and one wanted to gain more power. Like, for example, Mr. Fleming wanted to keep his power. He was in a good status. He was a good psychiatrist with even detectives knowing him. He wanted to keep it, but instead of him losing it because of the affair, he just killed his wife. Since Miss Leslie, on the other hand, she killed her husband because she wanted more power. She wanted to gain more. Even though she had a good foundation, she just wanted to kill her husband. So that's how I related to conflict theory. To continue off conflict theory, is that how conflict theory is used today is that just like Mr. Fleming hiding his affair and killing his wife, CEOs and business owners may lie, like cheat, or even like commit a crime to keep their company's image. They're willing to do these heinous acts just for their reputation to still be in power. Furthermore, is that just like Leslie hiding her crimes through the ransom that she did, higher authority people can hide their crimes or like shady deals or even like silence people that go against them. They like just to keep their like authority or their status. Like, even in real life, wealthy people can hire really good lawyers just to get a slap on the wrist or even no jail time at all. So, to continue, through the murders of Mr. Fleming and Leslie is the strain theory. Robert K. Merton's strain theory of deviance. It has 5 aspects. It has conformity, it has innovation, it has ritualism, retrievism, if that's how you say it correctly, and rebellion. And so one of the 5 aspects that I connected with both of them is innovation. To explain is that, the string theory deviance of innovation is that individuals are willing to do like illegal actions or like crimes to get to their goal. So, for example, Mr. Fleming, to protect his status and the affair with the young actress, is that he needed to kill his wife. He couldn't find no other solution. Well, divorce. Divorce is a solution. Well, he didn't find that. He decided just to kill his wife to protect his reputation. The other example is Leslie. Leslie married Paul, but her goal was to get more higher in the social status. She wanted to be more wealthy. She wanted to get higher up there. And so for her to do that, she killed her husband, which is like, it's kind of weird because your husband's successful. Why don't you just be successful together? Well, I mean, she got greedy. Boom, she killed the husband. And a good example of string theory of deviance innovation is scammers and drug dealers. Scammers are taking away money online, scamming online, and getting fast money. Drug dealers are selling illegal drugs to get fast money. So both of their motives are doing illegal actions just to get fast money. Speaking of Leslie's marriage situation, a theory I use is that social mobility. So it says here is that social mobility is the ability to change your social situation within your social stratification system. So basically what happened was Leslie used Paul to get more up in the social ladder. So that is upward mobility. Upward mobility is when you go up in the higher status. You're going more up and up and up. She used Paul to like gain more status. Like how Leslie got married into a rich man, a wealthy man with a good status. Today, women are seen getting married with a rich man to give them more opportunities in their life. aka there's going up and upward mobility in the social ladder. The last thing I want to talk about is technology. So the technology theory I used was evolutionary model of technology change. So it is believed that one form of technology can lead to a variation of others. A good example of this is the telephone. Now back then we have the candlestick telephones. Now we have the iPhone. So in this article, The Show Divide, it stated that telecommunications affected the USA's development by a large margin. Like, we could see workplaces evolving through telecommunication. They were like working together and having better communication. So like back then, they used the candlestick telephone. Like, it was like a circle, and you had to press the dial. And it was a gruesome process. Not a gruesome process, but like it was just a long process just to call someone. But like today, we have our iPhones, Android, Samsungs, and so on. We have like an easy access to communication now than back then. It's like basically in our pockets, and it's just like one touch, and communication is just right with you. So this is my final reflection about this project. So what I thought about this project, that it was fun and educational. It was really interesting how things worked back then and before, especially in Colombo. It showed me that like things are way different, like culture wise, technology wise, how people treat each other, how people dress. A lot of things were different back then, and it shows that how we evolved throughout history. Even though it was like 50 years ago, like it was still like a great change, and like it shows how our society and culture grew as a whole, but it grew for the better. I really enjoyed looking at Colombo in a sociological aspect of things. It was really interesting how people's minds work, like why the people murder, and even the little things like why a person would marry each other is like to get higher status. Like even that applies today as well. Um, it was a fun experience for me, and the one key takeaway I got from this is don't procrastinate. Do your stuff